What we witness in our skies right now has transformed irrevocably. It began as scientific curiosity, a distant signal, but evolved into something challenging everything we thought we understood about the cosmos. Harvard's leading astrophysicist now openly suggests the object designated 3I Atlas could represent non-terrestrial technology. Something profoundly unusual is occurring with this interstellar visitor. When we first detected this traveler emerging from deep space, the initial narrative seemed straightforward. Scientists cataloged it as humanity's third confirmed interstellar comet, a fragment from another star making fleeting passage. While exciting discovery, it appeared nothing requiring textbook rewriting. This assessment proved premature. Fresh, high-resolution data continues pouring from global observatories. That comfortable story began unraveling in unsettling ways. The object refuses conforming to expectations. Anomaly piles upon anomaly. Respected researchers now publicly declare what was confined to private conversations. This could be alien spacecraft. The accumulating evidence weight genuinely compels serious consideration. To navigate these extraordinary claims, I established a 0, 1, 2, and 10 scale. 0 represents well-understood natural objects. 10 indicates confirmed technological artifacts of non-terrestrial manufacture. What makes 3I Atlas extraordinary, pushing the needle toward higher numbers, is its increasingly bizarre behavior. Consider its most striking feature. It's expanding to colossal proportions. Its surrounding gas cloud grows at such explosive rates that projections suggest it could become one of the largest structures in our solar system, potentially dwarfing Jupiter in volume. It systematically violates established physical rules defining comet behavior under solar influence. Consequently, scientists across multiple disciplines find themselves in collective bewilderment. They grapple with non-conforming data, desperately trying to determine what this object truly represents. What many casual observers missed initially was how statistically impossible its trajectory appeared. Unlike natural bodies gravitationally bound within our solar system, 3I Atlas follows starkly hyperbolic path, sharp, open-ended curve never returning. Mathematically, this proves extraterrestrial origin. The probability of detecting such interstellar objects crossing our tiny detection zone is staggeringly low. Approximates finding specific marked sand grain scattered across all Earth's beaches. Shouldn't happen often, yet 3I Atlas is the third confirmed visitor in less than a decade. This rapid succession challenges our galactic population models. Initial size estimates suggested modest object. Researchers initially filed it as another interesting data point, but cosmic secrets unfold slowly, demanding sustained scrutiny. When observatories focused on 3I Atlas, incoming data quickly exhibited genuinely bizarre characteristics. Its luminosity began fluctuating unpredictably, sometimes flaring dramatically, doubling brightness within hours before dimming without apparent cause. It continued streaking through interplanetary space at 100,000 plus mph. Based on centuries observing comets, scientists anticipated straightforward observations, gradual warming and activation of frozen body, approaching solar radiation. They believed they understood the fundamental playbook. The narrative seemed simple. Icy body approaches, stellar heat. Frozen volatiles sublimate. Nature produces predictable, luminous tail pushed by sunlight pressure. That was the expectation. Describing what happened next as unexpected would be profound understatement. 3I Atlas demonstrated no intention of following established scientific rulebook. Incoming data prepared to reveal something, shaking core assumptions about interstellar objects' nature. Something was clearly different. As it crossed Mars's orbital path, truly extraordinary event occurred. Astronomers worldwide stopped and stared at monitoring screens in complete disbelief. The object was brightening astonishingly fast, not gradually, but dramatically, impossibly rapidly. It wasn't just awakening. It felt like igniting. In astronomy, observed brightness functions as direct measurement of internal activity. When cometary material heats sufficiently, frozen ices sublimate into gas, violently ejecting trapped dust particles. This creates enormous surrounding cloud, coma, capturing and scattering sunlight, transforming dark nucleus into glowing apparitions. Typically, this brightening unfolds gradually over weeks. But with 3i Atlas, we witnessed something fundamentally different, resembled contained explosion in slow motion. Within mere weeks, its surrounding coma began expanding at exponential rates, defying all predictive models. Measurements from global telescopes were so extraordinarily extreme that multiple research teams suspected equipment malfunction. Numbers seemed too outlandish. What initial estimates classified as city-sized nucleus, now enveloped by rapidly bloating cloud, reaching physically impossible proportions. First jaw-dropping measurement confirmed coma over 400,000 miles diameter, more than half Sun's physical diameter. You could fit Jupiter completely inside this single object's glowing atmospheric envelope. This interloper wasn't behaving like any documented comet. It hadn't just brightened, it transformed into cosmic monster dominating its interplanetary region. Implications forced complete reevaluation. This wasn't merely visually attractive light show. We witnessed raw display of physical power operating scales challenging human comprehension. Material ejection rates measured thousands times greater than typical solar system comets. This wasn't gentle sublimation. It was furious sustained eruption. In response, Hubble Space Telescope repositioned for higher resolution imagery, attempting to pierce the expanding coma veil. Transmitted photographs only intensified the deepening mystery. The coma wasn't uniform, gaseous sphere. Hubble revealed violently chaotic, turbulent maelstrom. Images showed powerful columnated jets and dramatic plume-like structures erupting from central nucleus, remaining concealed within overwhelming glare. Cosmic storm raging vacuum space. Fundamental physical fact. For any comet nucleus generating coma reaching impossible dimensions, it must contain extraordinarily rich concentrations of highly volatile ices. Yet even most hyperactive documented comets don't exhibit behavior remotely approaching 3i Atlas. This visitor performed as though internal composition consisted of something fundamentally different, possessing more explosive potential than anything in standard databases. Hyperactive beyond all known precedent. Shocking expansion rate rendered initial nucleus size calculations worthless overnight. Actual solid core dimensions could measure 10-20 times larger than preliminary estimates. Truly immense object required possessing massive internal volatile reserves, sustaining continuous violent ejection. Global scientific community in genuine collective shock. Each successive measurement made visitor appear progressively less like natural celestial object and more like cosmic anomaly operating outside known parameters. But impossible expansion represented merely opening act. Based on extreme activity, astronomers predicted unanimously. Object preparing to tear itself apart catastrophically. Cometary physics. Explosive outgassing typically functions absolute death sentence for fragile structures. Generates immense internal pressures, loosely bound. Ice dust conglomerations cannot withstand. Consider Comet Atlas 2020. Brightened spectacularly, generating excitement, but approaching solar heating near perihelion, intensifying outgassing behaved like continuous internal explosions, literally tearing nucleus apart, completely disintegrated. Based on this precedent, every observer expected identical inevitable fate. Physics seemed inescapable. Telescopes watched attentively night after night, waiting for statistically inevitable structural collapse. Computational models presented clear prediction. Any object venting material, these violent rates should remain fundamentally unstable structurally. Imagine mountain maintaining integrity during continuous global earthquake. Immense internal pressure accumulated should have generated sufficient force, overwhelming natural binding forces, fragmenting into millions of pieces. Days stretched into weeks, while astronomical community collectively held breath. Each new image underwent intensive scrutiny, searching for unmistakable visual signatures of fragmentation beginning. Multiple distinct bright points appearing where single nucleus existed. Sudden elongation of coma structure, but predicted inevitable breakup never materialized. To absolute astonishment of every observer, 3I Atlas maintained structural integrity completely. It successfully endured violent self-inflicted atmospheric storm and continued progressing serenely along calculated trajectory. Its monstrous coma remained entirely intact throughout the ordeal. Profound implication embedded within this survival demonstrated conclusively that concealed nucleus could not possibly be loosely consolidated pile of frozen ices. Description defining virtually every studied comet nucleus. Internal structure had to be something entirely different. Had to be extraordinarily dense, remarkably solid, architecturally sound ways defying conventional comet physics. It withstood immense destructive forces that should have reduced it to dispersed cosmic dust. Visitor possessed structural toughness, inherent resilience never witnessed before in such object. Central scientific question transformed. What could it possibly be constructed from to possess such impossible strength? Seeking definitive answers, NASA turned to most powerful instrument, James Webb Space Telescope. By analyzing specific light wavelengths passing through enormous coma, Webb's instruments could detect chemical fingerprints of materials being violently ejected. Spectroscopic results sent another shockwave through global astronomical community. While 3I Atlas contained abundant frozen carbon dioxide, it demonstrated surprisingly minimal water ice concentrations, fundamental ingredient of virtually every solar system comet. Instead, Webb spectrographs revealed unusual signatures indicating complex organic compounds and significant heavy elemental materials not supposed to exist these proportions within typical comet. This wasn't simple dirty snowball. Functioned more like intricate chemical factory. Then 3I Atlas executed maneuver, defying established physical laws governing celestial bodies. Comets represent fundamentally simple objects, operating predictable principles. Solar radiation heats sunward hemisphere. Frozen volatiles sublimate. Solar wind pressure pushes ejected material away from sun, creating luminous tails. Ironclad rule, tail invariably points away from solar radiation, always without exception. Precisely why, when first extended exposure photographs arrived from Hubble's imaging systems, scientists worldwide fell into stunned silence. Visual evidence proved absolutely undeniable. While faint dispersed dust tail extended rearward, away from sun as conventional physics predicted, something else appeared. Narrow, tightly focused beam of coherent light projected forward from object's leading edge, pointing directly along its travel trajectory. This wasn't conventional cometary tail structure, resembled nothing less than headlight, eerily illuminating darkness ahead. Electromagnetic radiation behavior follows rigorously predictable principles. Focused directional beam exhibiting these characteristics should not occur through natural cometary processes. Light displayed distinct coherence, resembling concentrated searchlight beam. Cutting deliberately through cosmic darkness. Feature so profoundly unnatural that initial reports faced immediate dismissal as instrumental errors. But additional independent observatories confirmed finding. Genuinely chilling realization crystallized. This phenomenon was absolutely real. Precise moment where narrative transitions from scientific mystery to something philosophically more profound. Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb publicly addressed shocking Hubble images directly. No currently understood natural phenomenon could possibly explain tightly focused, forward-projecting, coherent light beam emanating from superficially cometary object. Energy requirements necessary, exceed anything documented occurring through natural processes. Loeb proposed hypothesis, challenging fundamental assumptions. What if 3I Atlas isn't actually comet? What if we're observing fragment of genuinely advanced technology traversing our solar neighborhood? Speculative theories proliferated. Navigation beacon, communication laser. Novel propulsion system using focused beam for trajectory adjustments. Objects' peculiar trajectory, already exhibiting unexplained deviations, suddenly appeared less consistent with inert debris and more resembling something executing deliberate navigational maneuvers. Comet equipped with forward-projecting headlights ceases being comet, transforms into something categorically different. Genuinely remarkable aspect wasn't merely beam's existence, but sustained stability. It didn't flicker erratically, maintained constant, unwavering stream of focused illumination. As if narrative wasn't sufficiently packed with shocking revelations, approaching grand finale promises most mysterious performance yet. Perihelion. Cosmic enigma races toward ultimate revelation. Moment, October 29th, 31st. Critical closest point to our sun, where radiation and gravitational stresses reach absolute maximum. Nature's ultimate stress test. But twist feels deliberately scripted. We won't observe single moment. 3I Atlas will execute closest solar passage while positioned on completely opposite side of star from Earth. For agonizing weeks, it will remain totally lost within sun's overwhelming glare. Superior conjunction. Think implications. Visitor enters cosmic blind spot as massive expanding anomaly projecting bizarre forward beam. When it finally reemerges, we will possess zero concrete knowledge of its transformation during hidden weeks. This enforced observational blindness is ultimate cliffhanger. What will this object do when operating with certainty that no human instruments are monitoring its behavior? Not just scientific frustration. For those suspecting technology constitutes moment of supreme chilling suspicion. Close solar passage isn't just survival challenge. It's opportunity for gravity assist maneuver. The fact this potentially game-changing maneuver occurs precisely while hidden from view is, to put mildly, absolutely remarkable coincidence. So we must confront ultimate question. Is 3I Atlas natural wonder exhibiting exotic physics, or does it represent something far more profound? What do you believe will emerge from behind sun's blinding glare? Share your theories. Subscribe, because when observational windows reopen in December, we may finally discover what 3I Atlas has become during those hidden weeks behind our star.